Alrighty. Hello. So this is the second episode of Nat Chats with Ash. Sorry, just gotta. Light is really bugging me. Might not be able to see me now. Alright, so today we are in my room with all the things. I got some water and some tea. And it's yogi tea, so it has a little quote on it. And the quote for today is, "May this day be the day to lead us to peace, to happiness, and to joy." And this is just a green tea. And then I got rose quartz for love, for the heart, for self-love. And I got some amethyst, an amethyst wand for calming energy and healing and all of the things. And then I got some incense going. It's like a tropical flavoring, which is nice because I wish I was in the tropics. I got my heart-centered green mala, which represents my dad, my dear old dad, which he's not here on this episode today, and I kind of promised he would be, but it didn't work out. But so he is with us. Okay, so I got a lot going on today. Today I have 2 exams. I'm a student. I go to Acadia University and I'm studying psychology. And so today I have 2 exams. My first one was human sexuality, which I just wrote. And then I work at 2 today, in a couple hours from 2 until 5. And then I have my last exam today at 7 until 10. So I got lots of stuff on the go, but I just wanted to sit here and chat about what I'm sitting with here today. And a lot of it is exam related, but a lot of it is also social things too, because when I get tired and stressed, I can really beat myself up in the social department because I'm not as warm and fuzzy as I usually am, and I'm not as ready to deal with things when I'm tired and exhausted and stressed, just like everyone else. But so what's been happening lately? So I guess I just react to things a lot differently when I'm stressed. I don't know if you can see me there. This white light is really bad. Anyways, yeah, so I've been reacting to things a little differently, a little bit more passively, because I don't have the reserves to go at things in a very assertive way, because I've just depleted everything by being in my head, being anxious, and being stressed all the time. So at the end of the day, or in social interactions, I don't have enough in me to really give out what I usually do, or give my honest opinions or advice or anything to people, because I'm really inside my own head and exhausting myself all day. So that's something I've been struggling with, and a lot of people in my life do see that. And it's important for me to be patient with myself, and also for others in my life to also be patient with that, because if they're not patient, then I'm not going to be patient, because I want to be the best for the others around me, and I want to be the best for myself. And I guess my first priority is being the best for myself, and that means being patient, because I can't be perfect all the time. It's just, that's impossible. And I guess that's the expectation I put on myself most of the time. So at this point, I feel like I'm really tired. I'm really stressed. I have another exam today that I haven't had time to study for because I have a study paper kind of thing due. And so I've been working on that, and I also had an exam this morning. So I feel just a lot. And so I haven't really been acting the same socially as I normally do when I don't have all of this on my plate. And yeah, so I was at my dad's last weekend for the last video. And that weekend I was supposed to get a lot done for school, but I didn't because I wanted to spend time with my dad and his partner Heather. But I also wanted to give myself some rest too, and give myself time to have fun, because I haven't really given myself, sorry, drinking tea. I haven't really given myself time to stop. And at my dad and Heather's, it's really nice because I feel more connected to the spiritual side of me, which I don't really feel that connected to right now because I'm in my head and stressed about school and academic things. And I'm struggling right now with connecting the two, connecting the spiritual side of me and the really intelligent, like stats, academic side of me, which sometimes they feel like complete two worlds, but they can be connected very fluidly. I just have not figured that out so much yet. So that's something else. And I haven't really been practicing yoga. I wanted to go for a run after my exam today, but I remembered that I wanted to do this mat chat because it's something I want to do every week to kind of reflect on what's going on with me, hoping that resonates with you, and kind of giving us both strategies to deal with these things. So one of the strategies I have is just talking to people and kind of letting out what I kind of hold. And when I do talk about things, there's like smoke in the way here. When I do talk about the things I'm going through, I give myself the answers. Like, I will tell people how I'm feeling and how I should be dealing with, and then I'm like dealing with it, and then I'm like, oh, I just gave myself my own advice, my own strategy to move forward, which is really nice. So I love to talk to people, and I feel like this is going to be the same way for me. I'll sit here every week, hopefully with others as well. I'm sure I'll have a guest, maybe not next week, but the week after when exams are all said and done. But I'm hoping this is just, it's going to be another strategy for me to sit and talk about what I'm sitting with, hoping it resonates with you, hoping that I will come up with my own answers, and hopefully that helps you as well. So I guess my next steps are, tomorrow I'm going to work on the paper I have due, hopefully finish that. I'm really, really, really hoping that that's going to be done. And then I have a research methods course final that I have to study for, and I think that final is Wednesday. And then I'll be done this semester. Now, moving forward with school, I'm not really sure where I'm going. I feel as though the summer will be a good break for me to just sit and think about what I need as far as education and what I need to practice with studying and all that, and learning how to connect those two, the spiritual and the educational, because that's super important for me to do well in whatever I'm doing. Because with yoga, the spiritualness just comes with it, and with meditation, it comes with it. With all these other things I do, journaling, writing, making videos, like, it's all connected. But for some reason, there's a disconnect with my education, which is something that I really have to work on, because I do want to finish my degree, and I do want to move on and do other degrees, and I'd love to do herbal things and different kinds of therapy things, and I want to get my yoga certification and all of those things. So those require studying, so I need to learn how to bring my spiritual aspects into studying. That'll be really good for me. Okay, tea break. It's still too hot. Gonna burn my tongue a little bit. Okay, so so moving forward into the summer especially, I'm going to be exercising a lot more. Me and my mom are actually going to be training for 10K. So that'll be good. I'll have her to motivate me, and I'll be able to motivate her. I'm hoping to fundraise for that, so I'll keep you updated on what I'll be fundraising for and how to donate and things. And so that's one thing, keeping on the yoga every day. Hashtag yoga every damn day, as Rachel Raven would say. So I'll be doing yoga more. I'll be making yoga videos. Hopefully I'll be making some yoga, like teaching yoga in videos, even though I'm not certified yet. I have taught with the student ran club here, and I've been doing yoga for probably 6 or 7 years now. So I have tons of experience, but I still have yet to get that certification, although I'm looking at getting it done this summer as well. So stay tuned. So yeah, definitely working out more. I'll be working at Just Us, the cafe in Wolfville, and that's always a fun time. You can come visit, say hi, get some coffee, sit down, read a book in a comfy spot, which is what I'll be doing all summer as well. Reading lots of books about like self-growth, because that's really what I do in the summer. Is I have time to sit and breathe and take time to really work on who I am as a person. Right now, I just don't feel as if I have time, and I know that's bad, because you should always find time to try to improve yourself. But for right now, I'm so overwhelmed that all I can do is focus on school right now. So I'll be doing a lot of like self-improvement, which will come out in my videos, and when that happens, I'll be more apt to see signs and see synchronicities, because right now I just feel like the blinders are on, and I'm not seeing much of anything or hearing much of anything. I just don't feel open to that kind of world right now. But I don't feel that it's that I don't feel as though that should be a thing, where like that you get overwhelmed and you lose that side of yourself. And so that's kind of what I've been struggling with too, is keeping balance between taking time for self-improvement and self-fulfillment, and also helping others and doing all the things I have to do on a regular day-to-day basis. Excuse me. And everyone has trouble with balancing things. It's definitely something that a lot of people in the West especially deal with, because we're taught that productivity equals value. And that is like, the more you get done, the more you produce, especially in the academic field. The more you do, the more you produce, the more valuable you are as a person or as a human. And that's really rough, because that doesn't leave any space for you. Like, if you're doing all the time, then you don't have time for you. I wonder if I have a book here. It doesn't look like I do, but If you ever have a chance to read, actually, I'll get it one second. I really want to promote this book. Where is it? Alright. So this book was basically the start of everything. The start of my blog, the start of huge life changes. This is called Be, Feel, Think, Do by Anne Berube. And she's a PhD student. She talks, or PhD, she has her PhD, sorry, she's a doctorate level. And she talks a lot about the academic field because she went through it, and she talks about the difficulties with thinking of productivity as your value as a person. And so doing is the last part there. If you see that. Be, feel, think, do. The first thing on your list in this case should be. And a lot of times we don't just be. We do first. And that's where we get it wrong. Because the more we do, the more we lose just being ourselves. It's like the saying goes, I'm not a human doing, I'm a human being, right? So be is the first thing, and then there's feel, and then there's think, and then there's do. There's a 4-step process, 3-step process before you get to do. So a lot of us kind of have it reversed, right? Do, think, feel, and then be. And be is last on most of our lists, and that just isn't acceptable for us. Like, it's not a life worth it's not a life that we want to be living, right? We want to be ourselves, and the best way to do that is to sit and be, and then feel, and then think, and then do. So, okay, I'll stop harping on you guys, but this is an awesome book. Be, Feel, Think, Do, Anne Berube. It really, last summer, it was really my go-to. I think I read it 3 times last summer, and I'll probably read it again. I have a lot of books that help me recently in the spirituality aspect of things. And even this book, it really speaks to that academic doing side. Because, if you don't produce journal articles in the academic field, you're seen as useless. And that just isn't right, you know? Tea break. Slurp, slurp. Okay. So, what else? What else is happening in life? So, I guess a big thing is the balance of loving yourself, but also doing the work to get somewhere better. And there's some parts of me where I've just accepted that that's a part of me and a part of how I grew up, and that it's kind of unchangeable. Because it feels, these specific things, are very hard to overcome for me. So, for example, I'm very passive, like I said, primarily when I'm very tired and stressed out. I just kind of let things, I fly by the seat of my pants, and whatever anybody else wants, I'm just like, do it, go ahead, I don't care, because I don't have the energy to fight with people, to argue with people, to hurt people by accident. I just don't have time. And so I kind of just let people walk all over me, to be honest. I'm not assertive. I'm very passive. I'm just like, whatever you want, I'll get it, because I don't want to argue. But I'm really wasting energy by doing that as well. So, one thing to take away from that is that, of course, it's going to be hard for me to become assertive. Like, it's not just something I can wake up one day and think, you know, I'm gonna, like, there's just some situations where it's like picking your battles, right? And there's a lot of situations where I just, like, I don't really care that much, so I just, like, let it slide by. But then it creates a bigger problem, because then the people that I'm letting walk all over me, if I do have discomfort about some things, I just let it go, it keeps getting bigger, keeps happening more often, and then we have a big problem later on. And many times, if I had just nipped it in the butt first thing, it wouldn't be a big problem, kind of thing. Tea break. So that's one issue with my, like, passive, non-assertiveness, non-aggressive side, which is most of me, because I'm not an aggressive person. I can be in certain situations, but it's very, 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 very limited. And I really like to understand other points of view before I jump to being abrasive, or, you know, aggressive or dominant, or, like, whatever those things. Like, I guess I'm very feminine that way, but I don't, in myself right at this point, I just don't feel myself being super aggressive or assertive or anything like that. And I don't think it's a bad thing to want to be nice and want to be kind, but it can come at my own expense at times. So that's definitely something that I'm going to work on in the future, but it's not an overnight thing. It's very it's a very dominant, it's a very close part of me that is very kind and sweet and soft, and very motherly, and just like caregiving. And it doesn't it's just very close to my heart. So it's not something that I can change right away, where I can be super assertive and be like, no, that's not okay to me for little things, you know? Because I do understand what others are going through as well. I'm kind of babbling now. I kind of like this idea of just sitting and talking, because I can go off on tangents. I don't really feel bad, because this is just a camera, and if you guys don't want to listen to me, you can just turn it off and listen to something else, which is fair, because I am just rambling. But, yeah. Where was I? I don't even know at this point. What time is it? I gotta study. No, but yeah, so that's what I'm going to be working on in the future. At this point, I'm not really connected to my higher self, my truest self, again, because I'm so friggin' stressed and tired and just depleted. But again, it shouldn't be that way. But it is, and I don't like it. But it is the way it is right now, and I'm really trying to be like, hey, you up there, how's it going? How are ya? But it feels like the communication is kind of fuzzy right now. So I'm gonna be connected with her very soon, and hopefully she gives me some clarity with this whole, you know, very passive side of me. Maybe that is just when I'm stressed and tired, or maybe maybe it is something really central to who I am as a person. I don't know right now, and it's something I really do have to sit down and process and think about and journal about and all the things. But right now it is study, and more writing and meditating when I can, getting up with trying to have a positive outlook and attitude, and later I'll be able to think more about who I am and make more progress with that. So I think I'm going to leave it there for today. Thank you for joining me on my mat. I really do appreciate it. If you liked this episode, please tell me what you want to hear next, because I can tailor it to anyone. I can talk about specific things, but right now I am just sitting here babbling to y'all and hoping that it connects with some people and some people can relate. So if you have any ideas of what I can talk about in the future, maybe you've read the blog, maybe I should talk about what I've written about in the blog and elaborate a little bit more, that's a good idea. Just answered my own question. There you go. So yeah, I'm gonna go drink my tea, the rest of my tea, and study a little bit more. Yeah. But namaste, and I hope you guys have a great day. Wish me good luck. I will need it. Thanks.